You're listening to Dispatch Radio, sponsored by theglobaldispatch.com.
They've made me feel like a prisoner.
Welcome back to Dispatch Radio. I have to get right to our next little topic here, squeeze something in before the bottom of the hour. We have a ton of guests coming up in the second half of the show. Dr. Jennifer Cope is going to be on with us, talking about the brain-eating amoeba. We have Mike Smith from Media Mike's coming on, talk movies with us. And we have Dr. Powell, who's going to be joining us from the Straz Center. They're going to be talking about some of the great work they're doing over there. So stay tuned for that. Now, before I go much further, we have Geraldo Rivera, who had a educating moment for us this week. And we have some theme music for this. So Bill's going to cue up some theme music for us because, listeners, it's time for an educational moment. We need to have a teachable moment. If you didn't know what a selfie was, Geraldo Rivera taught us what a selfie is. It is where you stand in front of the mirror and take a picture of yourself wearing only a towel because you were drunk and bored. And yeah, I know you have a very important career, and you're a media personality that wants to have a lot of weight with all of your opinions and credibility as a journalist, but the selfie will only help that. So, as our teenagers like to do in front of the mirrors, we now look forward to Anderson Cooper's duck face, or possibly Nancy Grace posing with her friends and their selfie photos and towels. So, here's your educational moment brought to you by Dispatch Radio. Now, with that, we will change gears to something that's actually important. Bob has assured us that there will not be a selfie photo coming down the pike for theglobaldispatch.com, so I assure you that you are safe and free from seeing us in towels. I'm not sure our wife even wants to see us in towels. So, Bob, go ahead and hit up with something more important. Let's go to Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, I like to call this little short segment the Tale of Two Senators. First, we have South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. He spoke earlier this week at a conference put on by the Christians United for Israel. And he pretty much said he has plans on introducing a resolution to authorize war with Iran. And, quote, if nothing changes in Iran come September, October, I will present a resolution that will authorize the use of military force to prevent Iran from developing a nuclear bomb. Right around the same day, we had another senator speaking on foreign policy in a different tone. We had Kentucky Senator Rand Paul. He gave a foreign policy speech to the Lexington VFW. And basically he said, looking at the current state of foreign policy, there is no greater priority for the federal government than the defense of the Constitution and the nation. Yet, sometimes I think our defense is weakened by our over-eagerness to be involved in every civil war on the planet. We must have a more prudent foreign policy. Well, here we have two Republican senators, two diametrically opposed thoughts, and one is belligerent, threatening, and the other is measured and thoughtful. And, of course, now we have Chris Christie attacking Senator Paul and his foreign policy, and I guess my question is, what is the measure of a good foreign policy? Is it based on, how eager are you willing to bomb another country? How eager are you willing to go to war? Foreign policy, there's many aspects to it. How about diplomacy? How about trade? How do we pay for all this intervention? Borrow? The Fed? Unfortunately, the views of Graham and Christie will dominate the Republican Party and Congress and the administration as a whole. Randolph Bourne once said, "War is the health of the state." It is during war that one best understands the nature of that institution. At its core, the nature includes an ever-increasing threat to individual liberty and the centralization of political power. I would love to hear you. Tweet in at Dispatch Radio, and, who's right on this? Graham? Paul? Somewhere in the middle? Brandon?
I was kind of healthier and happier with the selfie discussion now that you've kind of brought me down with the whole thing about bombing Iran. I don't even understand how Iran is still on the radar screen lately. They're not even making threats again. They've actually taken time off, and they're not even in the limelight of chaos in the Middle East right now.
Yeah, it's interesting. Even John Bolton came out the other day, too, and he said, we should topple the new Iran regime.
Wow. All right. Well, we're going to take a very quick break. We're going to come right back. We have Jennifer Cope. She's from the CDC. She's going to talk to Bob about some of the brain-eating amoeba risks. There you go. Cool.
We need to hear words can build us up.
This is Brandon from Dispatch Radio, and I want to tell you about my friends over at Stout Auto. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't stand car repair shops. I hate hearing about all the things that are wrong with my car. Even if they're true, I just want my oil changed. Now, the only thing worse than car repair is having to take it back again when it breaks down for what I just had done the first time. Now, recently, I had some work done on my mother-in-law's car. Spent a pretty penny, only to have the same thing start all over again. Now, this person may have meant well, and I don't really have any ill will, but I learned a valuable lesson, that I can trust Jody and his team over at Stout Auto. Not only did they fix everything, explain what else needed to be done, they did it in a professional manner with estimates that I could understand, and I left feeling that my daughter, if she took her car in there for an oil change, wouldn't come home with a $600 bill. One trip, one good repair, I didn't have to go back. Now, they've been in business in Clearwater for over 4 years. 18300 US 19 North. It's in Clearwater at 727-216-6622. Now they have a new location that's off Belcher at 1801 Belcher Road, just 1 block north of Ulmerton. Give them a call. That's 727-400-6955. 2 locations, going to do you right, get you in and out. Tell them the Global Dispatch sent you.